under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I understand that Commissioner Seymour is committed to the content of the family matters and
make a motion to use Commissioner Seymour.
motion by Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Corbin to excuse Commissioner Seymour. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Recording of the vote, please.
All present except for Commissioner Seymour, who has an excused absence.
Thank you. And it's the approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda presented. Support.
Motion by Commissioner Corbin, second by Commissioner Seymour. Roll call vote, please.
Care,
Yes.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
Bertha.
Yes. And the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda presented. Support.
Motion by Commissioner Corbin, second by Commissioner Seymour. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. Item 2, reviewing based on file, 1, the revenue expenditure report, and 2, the attachment of the report.
Thank you. So tonight I am reporting on financial statements for December 31st, 2019. Through the end of December, we're approximately 50% through our fiscal year already. So first is the revenue expenditure report. Most of our major funds are in line with that 50% benchmark. I highlighted some of the funds that are a little bit off from that. First, in the general fund, the revenues and expenditures are about 35%. Just a reminder, we have a lot of more budget for the downtown square project. I'm in the final phases of that, and we'll hopefully see some of that moving forward here in the spring. The major street fund revenues and expenditures are about 30%. We have a lot of money budgeted for projects, which will begin in the spring. In 2015 street bond, debt service fund expenditures are 7%. The recurring note, but our annual principal payments from George of this budgeted item that has occurred as January 1 and that will be reflected in January 9. Number 4, the sewer fund. Again, a repeat note, expenditures are at 34%. We have a large amount budget from the stock grant, identified in the stock grant project. So hopefully we will get to that probably again during the spring construction season. Any questions on the revenue expenditure report? If not, the tax investment summary report was we had a packet for December. One item to note, there's your healthcare fund. We have those funds invested in MERS, arbitrary healthcare fund vehicle, and we get a statement, quarterly statement to approve our investment earnings last year. So that was a big increase in that account. Recognizing that quarterly investment earnings. And there's some questions on the cash investment report.
I'll make a motion to review and place on file one of the revenue expenditure report.
Motion by Commissioner Corbin, second by Commissioner Seymour. To use the file. To report. No questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to item approval of the monthly secretary.
Thank you. The secretary report for December was included in the agenda packet. Any questions on the item?
I'll make a motion to approve the monthly secretary report as presented.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Corbin, second by Commissioner Seymour. To approve the monthly secretary report. Roll call vote, please.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
Care,
Yes.
Bertha.
Item 2, consider completion to address the commission on the agenda. Citizens wish to address the commission on items not on the agenda. None. Moving on to old business, number 5, update, update on the Belmont Police.
Thank you. We do have Mike Foley as a project engineer on this with Comm Engineering, and there's been a few meetings with a group of stakeholders that have been trying to provide input on the design and layout of the square. We've had many iterations. This is what it's boiled down to after a couple of meetings with the group, and we want to present that to you so you can see what it is shaping up to be. And Mike can give you a review of that and answer any questions you have.
Good evening. I'd like to maybe touch on what Scott said and actually note some of the stakeholders in these meetings that have actually gone out of their way to do a lot of the project where it's at this point. On the citizen side of things, Annette Moore, who has to be and concerned citizen, Paul Anderson, Sam Davey, Michael Meyer, of course, representing some of the groups in town, Dean Novel, and Lee Ann Gerson. On the city staff, they have quite a few people. They'd like to thank all of them too for helping us on this. Scott, of course, Bob Turbin, Bob Richards, Tom Bergman, kind of spearheaded this as well. Paul Lincoln, Erickson, and Neil Corcoran, as well as George. And then kind of on maybe regulatory side of things, what amount of helping us out, making sure that he's helping us on the preliminary grant compliance on that. I want to acknowledge that. Thank you. And then on the consultant side of things, of course, Kevin Clark, with that, I just want to, I don't want to spend any real significant amount of time. This happened more than a couple of months ago. I think the story's been told several times, so let's just kind of start with where we're at. Hopefully here, we had a minute to take a look at that before the meeting. This is the layout that's been, it's not by any means, I guess, finalized, but it's getting pretty close. This is where the group has led, I guess, maybe bear with me here as in pointing out some of the things here, I'll just go, I mentioned grass, this area up here, number one, is a state. I think there are various versions of course. We have Aurora Street right here, downtown, the former lobby, fitness as well as current leadership here. Constantine, of course, but Baltimore, and McCall, into a public safety department, we located right down here. And Lowell Street, of course, on one side. We don't really hit that part before it's boundary block. And so, item number one is stage. I don't know the actual physical dimensions of it. It has a very, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Just get over that before we kind of go through a couple more, about 13 more slides that kind of give you various angles of it. Again, please don't hesitate to ask some questions. Item two is the flagpole. Three of them, we'll kind of talk about that in a second. Just kind of the seating area, chairs and tables and whatnot. Four is something that's kind of fun. I think a splash pad for youngsters, as well as illuminated and decorative, so that even if you have an event in the early spring or late fall, it's not utilized as a recreational facility for a youngster. You'll still have a decorative element in the park, and that water fountain. Item 5 is the fire pit. Item 6 is a pergola kind of curved to match that fire pit. You'll see that a little bit better. Item 7 is some kind of a kiosk with an electric charging station built in. Almost certainly needs some control for the fire pit and the flash pad as well. We're continuing to training at this point. Space for a couple of food trucks, kind of getting popular in the area, and the appropriate facilities there are. You don't have a rather noisy generators running in the background. Item 9 is try as we might, we still need some kind of a utility building to house all the support equipment, right? The fireplace will probably be natural gas, so natural gas services. Item 10 is basically your trailhead down here, and your county probably a second job. Again, we're kind of working through the details, just bear with me here. Item 11 is basically kind of a staging area. We'll see some of the, I think, a really nice job on some of the stuff you're getting warmed up maybe to provide recreation. Item 12, obviously, kind of a big thing, a walking loop around the perimeter. At one point, we looked at a couple different ways to lead this out, but it
trust me, we have a winter opportunity associated with that. Item 13 on Google, but part of the city here, it's kind of balancing if you will inside of the stage. And of course, we have a whole number of associated mechanisms and stuff. Keep in mind, I want to make sure we understand this, keep in mind that the trees and the magnitude of some of these trees are probably a number of years in the future. We can't afford to buy 30-foot high trees, you know, so they're going to get planted normally smaller, and so this is a little bit of a futuristic look. If you don't mind, Karen, so here it is, if you will, standing in front of the cheap oil building, right? Kind of looking at that, 3 flags. I'm sure we'll weigh in on what that ends up being, of course. Let me just kind of share an idea here. I think I don't need to grasp the obvious, but the splash pad here, it was a city wall incorporating a logo. We're going to see another better than that. Again, the logo is both the canopy and the sidewalk facing wall of the stage.
Mike, if you go back to the first one, are you going to touch on it after about the parking? You know, we had some discussions about parking and one-way streets and stuff.
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
I don't have another slide that does this as well, so let me do that. So, 2 weeks ago, we talked about maybe one-way parking. We kicked that can up and down the street quite a few times. And this is the layout that we came up with. It just ended up working out okay. It didn't, you know, here, 100 by 10 feet over here, the angle this parking in, didn't deter enough away from in the group's mind, deter enough away from the park that it justified one-way parking. So although you may have led to believe a couple weeks ago that we may be asking you to decide upon that tonight, we're not. We're going to maintain directional traffic on both streets that we talked about, diagonal parking in line with the direction. We are going to do the perpendicular parking here. That's just a little more efficient use of space. And because of those maneuvers, it might help us slow traffic down, which is rather speed limit. So here's a little bit closer view of that same corner. Looking to develop the logo into the sidewalk. Again, the 3 flags. Maybe just kind of want to slowly scroll through them. I can answer questions. This is all in your packet. Again, this really just adds to be standing essentially in the doorway of the lodging building, looking more or less due, well not due, but Ironwood south. So here we are, kind of our back into the splash pad, right? Looking towards the stage, maybe not quite the splash pad, but more. Here's again our back into the Constantine, right? We're not too far away from the food truck area. You just do your back into the food truck area and step. And we'll look over this thing. Here we are kind of on the little connector trail, more or less, right? The road that's where the alley is now. Looking back to the north. Real nice rendering here of that press area, if you look at the north. And it would be essentially staying in front of the public safety, looking at the parking on the public. And on the east corner, that's in the park, looking northwest. As we see it, the system really wouldn't change a whole lot. It's kind of, I don't want to say the park is designed around it, but rather it does will continue what's been a great thing happening. And so you would see that area as being stolen and the finish line being, you know, pretty darn close to where it is. Yeah, we try to do this the group is taking in 2 phases. This may, the circular, the longer speed group may well come in the future. We'll just see how this takes off. But as the group sees it would be we would ice the northern area, the northern large for skating in the wintertime. And then, especially with the noteworthy snow removals in the area, right, you know, within all the blocks surrounding it, is be able to try to construct some kind of a sled. We have a really neat video, Karen, could oblige us, please.
I'm going to try. How's that? Must not be the right link. Just a second. Okay. I don't know how I can make it bigger than that.
There is no problem. And so with that, I don't know if anything else, but any other group that helped in the night, have anything to add?
You want to add, Mike, we're in discussion, I don't know if it's feasible or practical about the overhead line, the overhead pond, that will do it.
Yeah, we met with, Excel Energy last week, and and their rate and their video was going to all of our, they're significant, to say the least, they're meeting, everything, south of Aurora for many, many blocks. And there's many levels of line from there. All the customers in that area are industrial in nature, at least in their services, getting from a current or a former use. And they're very large services, and they're warning us that this, while we would all rather than go away in some way, shape, or form, they're setting the stage that this is going to be very difficult or possible, or very costly. So, we will certainly, we haven't given up the ghost on that by any means, we'll press on that, but our initial discussions with them were not as good as we thought. So, anything else I won't.
Maybe the timing, again, this is a very fast-paced project.
Yes, so, what we'll be looking to do here is to, complete the design, late February, and obtain permits in hopefully in the first couple of weeks of March. At which time we would, take it to the bids, and get that get that contract awarded as soon as possible for some of the stuff that's got a long lead time, to get a contractor on board. Item 4 for completion of the construction in the fall, on or around the first of October.
And the other,
My understanding would be that beautiful, love everything about it, and the pergola that we got, as opposed to pergola will put out a lot of to provide shade, and I just think it's really shower that it goes to the trouble of putting lattice work in medical. One comment.
Thank you. We'll make sure we talk about that.
A lot of instructors will close the road and why
Yes, you know, it's still typical of what you do now, and then you remove your school from the curb and gutter and sidewalk, and so none of them are really focused on that. Anything to add, Madam Mayor?
Well, we have this group and participate, your group is going to do that listening to the comments of the other people involved in the committee and trying to adapt to the comments to accommodate the discussion to the issue. So thank you for being such a friend and cooperating, and I did consider how the architect and technical consider that. Another potential option would be on the table because I sometimes have umbrellas on coffee tables and whatever that possibly could
I love them. I really do. That's nice.
perhaps we could explore a couple options like that. So, yeah, from a visual standpoint, even though I do get how the scenery would obviously have to be on the young side initially, especially on that one section, that big explorative one. It'd be wonderful if maybe every other or maybe a couple could be a little bit bigger so that they don't feel like hungry to get to the best for that. Things I understand.
Yep, and so we need to balance the available funds for what we want to do with it. And we'll do the best we can to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Another comment? Thank you. Item J, second consideration on file to see audit report for the year ended June 30th, 2019.
Thank you. So I apologize for not getting on the agenda at the last meeting, specifically, having on the agenda for the commission to consider after we hold our workshop with the auditor, the audit report, so it's fresh, but bring it back. So, we can take formal action on, putting the audit report on file. Just a reminder, I put together a small memo, just indicated that, we did receive a clean, unmodified opinion from the auditors. Looking for each year, so that's great. No findings, no deficiencies, no misstatements, so everything looking good. And then just, again, I think to all three staff, the effort, when you do the audit report, get us the right during the, our financial statement service, that is very accurate.
I'd like to make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Norman, second by Commissioner Closer, to place the city audit report for the fiscal year. And the city is on the file.
I was just doing that. When we were able to review that, the presentation was one of the presentations. And, it seems like, every year, you're upgrading the physical management. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always the application comments on the 50 years of posting comments and things that will be more efficiently, we have how the process is natural basis for being projects pass. Comments from the firm, not specifically, so that we have worked for this one. favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item K, discuss and consider authorizing pay application number 3 for payment for the construction for the 2002 water service line replacement project to the MDC for Asian water and water supply and programming amount of $9,842.
Thank you. City did receive, the grant as noted here. It's been a couple of years we've been working on this. There's really two parts to it. One was replacing some service lines. This is a pilot project. They chose Ironwood to run through this project. So we replaced a number of service lines. We're tracking costs and we'll give them feedback. And they provided funding for us to do that. So that was very nice. So that's one part of the project was the service line replacement that's been completed. This is the final payment for that. The other part is working on the Comm engineering putting together infrastructure management plan, if you will, for the city. So for our sewer, it'll be a water infrastructure management plan. So they're putting all of our lines into a GIS-based system, and then did a lot of field work with that, and they're working on the final document over the next few months, I would imagine.
Yes, sir.
So again, this is the final payment to Rooksville Construction for this work, and that completes that part, the actual construction part of this grant project.
Make a motion to approve the pay back of the application for free and the present. Or
Motion by Commissioner Clark, second by Commissioner Taylor. To take the application number 3 for Item K. Any comments? Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mildred,
Yes.
Care,
Yes.
Corcoran, Berto.
Yes. And, I would like to recommend reappointing Mark Silver to the Planning Commission and new members who have recently replaced Joe Lexi, both being returned expiring December 31st, 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the mayor's appointment as
Motion by Commissioner Clifton, second by Commissioner Taylor. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item as the manager's report, please.
Thank you. Just a few items to touch base with you on. Wanted to remind the City Commission and the public that there will be a combined City Commission Planning Commission work session coming Monday, February 3rd, at 6 p.m. in the Memorial Building. This is to continue the review of the draft adult use marijuana establishment ordinance. We did that a few weeks back. This is a continuation of that. And it's also for public input. So to get public response, public comment at that. So we would like the public to do that. Again, it is a combined meeting, so we'll have some discussion with the City Commission, Planning Commission again on the ordinance. If you have any questions, thoughts on that, definitely bring them up at that meeting. We'll continue that discussion. Following that, actually on Thursday, February 13th, now a couple weeks later, the Planning Commission is actually going to have an official public hearing on this. So that'll be the official one of the steps in the process for reviewing ordinances. So they'll have an official public hearing at the Planning Commission on Thursday, February 13th at 5 p.m. here in this building, and that's for public comment. So we are definitely inviting the public to come in and give us their thoughts on that through our Planning Commission process. I also want to touch, over the weekend on Sunday, I believe it was, there was a water break. So this time of year, we tend to see a few water breaks. Again, I want to say our water breaks are way down from a few years back. We used to have 50 to 60 plus, and shouldn't say anything, knock on wood, we're down to maybe in that 15 to 20 mark. So hopefully that stays that way. But with that, we do get a water break once in a while that does pop up. And on Sunday, one did pop up over on Alfred Wright Boulevard, over by Walker Street, kind of in that area. So our DPW responded very quickly to that. They were made aware of it. Must have occurred Sunday, probably over Sunday night, I'm guessing. 3 a.m. in the morning, so they came out and fixed that. The part that came up, which I thought was some good comments, were how do we get information out to the public on a weekend when something like this happens? And we really don't have a mechanism for that, so it's a good question. Is there something we could do better to get information out to the public? We did talk about it today in our staff meeting a little bit, what tools we have that might help us with that. And we kind of came to the conclusion that we do have, our Facebook sites. And that's probably the simplest for us. Something on a weekend where we don't have staff to respond in that capacity as well. We could possibly have, through our Facebook presence, both the city and public safety, do a quick note out there about what's going on and what the time frames are. So we're going to talk about that internally here a little more, see how we can best go about that. And it wouldn't just have to be for a water break, it could be for anything that comes up on a weekend where we don't have staff resources to, get information out very quickly. So we're going to look into that. And also, we had talked about something similar. I think we talked about this a while back. The school has a notification system. It's like a constant contact type of software program that you can get the public and, give us their phone numbers if they want to get notified of anything citywide that might be coming up of interest. So we're actually engaging, I think Adam's going to be talking with the school over there, see how theirs works, and investigate that a little more. That'd be another tool for us to reach out to the public. And again, usually during working hours, it's usually not a problem, but it's on the weekends where staff is limited and our response, it's something we can improve on. So I think there's a good comments that came to us, and we'll look at how to improve on that for the weekend responses. So I just wanted to relay that, and we can come back with any questions about it. Also, just an update on the project that's moving forward, the preliminary engineering study for our pump station and water filtration evaluations. So that is, again, in the process. There's been a few meetings with the consultants that we're actually meeting again this Wednesday. Wednesday with them to continue that. We're giving them input, and they're evaluating all the different alternatives, options, and costs associated with the potential project. And we expect that we should have a report hopefully back to the City Commission sometime in May, just to put a time frame on it. So at that point, there'll be a fairly well vetted out engineering report with costs, options, and alternatives that we'll be reviewing. It's actually good timing as we talk about the budget process and moving forward. So we're kind of dovetail in with that discussion as we go forward with the budget process. I'd also like to recognize our utility billing clerk is, kind of the face of the building here is Pauline Pickup. As you come in, she's the one that greets everybody, and she's at our water window, and she's been doing our utility billing for what sounds like about 14 and a half, almost 15 years. And she's going to be retiring. So actually, at the end of this week, she'll be officially retired. So if you do see Pauline out and about, congratulate her. She's done a great job for the city and has, put a lot of processes in place down there with the help of the finance department that really have brought us up to a whole different level than we were, even 5 or 10 years ago with some of the software programs and some of the things that they've been putting in place. That are behind the scenes, you really don't see that, but they're very important. So they're tracking a lot of data, a lot of information, and making sure that it's accurate. And with that, we did have gone out and have advertised, and we have interviewed candidates to fill a position, and our interview team has selected Wendy Hagstrom, who will be filling the position. And so she's been selected. We had a number of really good candidates. It was actually probably one of our most challenging times to pick a candidate. We had some great applicants that were looking at the position. So we did select Wendy, and she'll be starting Monday, February 10th with the city. So you'll see a new face down there. We'll say hello to her when you see her. At the building here, the clerk's office has been working with basically our insurance carrier, who has a grant program to help fund different improvements that could be security or safety-related improvements. It's partial funding, but we did receive a grant through that process, and we are having a security system upgraded in the building. So we do have security cameras in the building, but they're being upgraded and people cameras added for spaces that are dark or that type of thing. If people are here using the facility at night, we'll put some cameras outside, that type of thing, just for a safety, improvement for the city. Now, again, let's say we do have a system in place, and it actually was at a point we needed to upgrade it, so we're upgrading it with a few more improvements to it. And we also, staff are working on the city newsletter, so over the next week or so, we'll be getting our spring newsletter out. If there's any points of topics that you'd like to see in there, let us know. We are focusing on a water theme, so we want to get information out to the public, more information out on our water rates and a lot of the questions that we've been working through over the last year or so. So again, we're looking at that being the main topic of discussion in the newsletter, and it probably actually that discussion will take place over the next couple of newsletters. As we're going through it, there's just a lot of information out there, so we're going to focus on one topic for this newsletter and probably another topic for the next newsletter, just trying to get more information out to the public on that. And I also want to mention, as the commission is aware, the MML Capital Conference is coming up here in March. It's actually, by the time we go down there and come back, it's going to be March 22nd to the 26th. I know I've talked to a few of you about, your schedules and if you make it or not, but I just want to put a reminder out there. It's always a good time, if we can, to go down and network and meet with our legislators and also meet with the agencies that we work with. Now, with that said, we're actually taking a trip down in February for the grant project here. It's going to be late February. I think it's the 23rd to the 26th, roughly. It'll be the mayor, myself, and Tom Bergman, our community development director, for the grant. So we have to actually go down and talk to the board that issues the grant and then meet with them as required as part of the grant process. So again, I think we're going to probably take an extra day down there. We'll work on the details of that. And again, reach out and spend some time with all the different state agencies that we work with, our legislators. So anytime we can get down there, we want to, make our time as worthwhile as possible. Because it is usually a long trip, but it's usually very well worth the while and effort as, pretty much everybody has been down there at different times. I think that we created good contact, good relationships, and I think we see the fruits of those relationships come back to us through some of these grants that we receive and that type of thing. So if there's any questions, then we report. Yes.
And, relative to the water main break this time, because I know that there were a lot of concerns with the water the water desalination. And, just if you could speak to, a water main break, kind of, is it like a part of a form of a flushing in terms of a break? Could you just explain that so the community understands what typically is happening and why the water is?
You want to come up, Bob? Maybe hold on. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so kind of what happens with the water main break, how we respond to it,
And
why they hurt.
Why they hurt, and why water is coming in.
In the new areas of the site and ductile, that generally does not crack. That may get a hole in it, but ductile has a form of weaving to it so it doesn't crack like a man's gas pipe, which where that happens on correct. But anyway, that was a 6-inch main. The water sits in there, flowing magically slowly, unless there's a use for it in a bunch of holes at one time. Otherwise, it's going along like almost like stagnant water, long slowly. And in the interruption of a water main break, all that pressure is being released. In this case, it was a wrong crack, not a sideways split. And I can't tell you how much water was being lost at that time. I can tell you that the officer that would go by there early that morning, when he turned around, came back, saw some water coming up. Kurt, or a lead person for repairing the water main, went out there and said, doesn't look so bad. He said, by the time he left there, the water was coming up violently. In that turn, that water instantly becomes discolored. And you don't know how many people were getting up over that day, so that helps draw that stained water out farther in your system. Unfortunately, it does lose pressure in our tanks of the water main. We have a 6-inch pipe, water coming from different directions, depending on the grid is in that area. And that quick instant change of pressure causes this discoloration to start. Then the people start using water, drawn into their house, unfortunately. If they use the hot water, it takes many, many hours to fix that, because that's like a whole thing. And so it will be coming out when our flushing comes up. We're working on a program on what to expect and what you can do. In this case, if a person would know what, have the handle on what to do, never use your hot water right away. When you're cold, hard water, until clear. Don't want it in your hot water tank. That's just like having a reservoir.
Bob, if it does go in the hot water tank, there's a way to drain the tank.
Yeah.
Because it can happen.
On many, many hot water tanks, there's spots down I can tell you from experience, sometimes people haven't heard it in many years. It should be done once a year, for calcium reasons, for iron reasons, for manganese reasons. I know I forget. I think 99% of people forget. But when you do open up that plastic faucet, sometimes it's, a metal faucet, you have the chances of it not shutting off. So I've learned to be, experience, always have a plug that goes over a hose bib in, because that is a hose bib. To experience that if you're gonna have a drip line there, that's a lot of, cost of money. So have that available when you work on that. So that's your decision. So to go back to water meter real quickly, yes, it's unfortunate. Flushing, helps for me, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, for many years of the way we're flushing now. The way we have planned the program now, we're trying to get, residue, from manganese, iron, out of those mains that have laid there stagnant for many years before we started this process. This is the proper process, and, it's gonna take a lot of years to get it cleaned up. Not to pull wool over anybody's eyes, we have a lot of years of, revamping it. God gives us that plan, it'll still take 3 years, maybe not more, to get it through. So, but to go to a main break, it's a quick release of pressure, and that's the cost of it.
Are there any other questions of the manager's report? Moving on to other matters.
Sure. I would just like to say that, we're so lucky that we have, active Chamber of Commerce in Ironwood, and, their recent banquet where they highlight volunteers and how they're doing for everyone, and reward the people who work hard is wonderful. Love to thank that Chamber of Commerce.
Or,
Motion by Commissioner Perkins, second by Commissioner Taylor, to adjourn tonight's meeting.
14.
14, thank you. All in favor?
And